saying we live. We up in here today. So we want to answer all your guys' waiver wire questions. If you have any questions, just hit it up. Hit me up in the chat. I'll see it. I'll put it up here so everybody else can see your question and hopefully we'll have an answer. But if I don't have an answer, I'm the host of Out. This guy definitely will. Dave, footballs. He knows his stuff about fantasy.
Yo, I got you, man. Together
Yo,
we got, they say
yeah,
two
man.
two heads are better than one, man. So we'll
Definitely.
figure this out, and we'll get you some answers. There's not a question that we don't know other than what's up with J.K. Dobbins. I don't think
I
anybody
know.
knows what's up with that one.
That
But
one we don't know. But yeah, what's up with it with the injury? I don't know. But we do know that you might want to get some stashes. We'll talk about it as the show keeps going on. But first, we always like to do a recap of the game that just happened last night. And if you guys haven't heard, I'm gonna let you guys know already. The Ravens won 30-23. Lamar Jackson 16 for 22, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. They always win a game when Derrick Henry has than 20, more than 12 carries. Let's put it that way. All right. He had 24 carries for 140 yards. Everybody was just running in LA. Saquon, Derrick Henry just went nuts. Uh yeah, if they stick to the running, I don't see nobody really. They're a tough out, the Ravens are. You know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're like what's crazy is they scored 30 points, and Lamar Jackson only threw the ball 22 times. Like that's crazy efficient, to put up 30 points and your MVP level QB only chucks the ball 22 times. And
All right.
I think that just speaks to Derrick Henry, what he's doing. He had 140 yards on the ground, I think. And they your boy Justice Hill got in the game, and he took one 50 yards. So yeah, when they're running the rock, like they're almost impossible to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They really are. And they're a team that plays with a lead, bro. Like they got a lead, they're almost unstoppable to beat. If they got a good lead on you,
Hmm.
it's it's tough. Now I don't know how good they will be playing from behind. That's going to be tough because these other good teams coming up, in the playoffs, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But if they got a good lead on you, if they're up by a touchdown or even if they're up by like 10, I think they got you for real.
Yeah.
The Chargers, ah,
But and I think that was one of my takeaways from that game last night was that the Ravens stayed in their lane, because they got down early, right? They got down 10-0.
yeah,
And in the past, what we've seen is that's when they abandon the run and just start chucking it and trying to, get it all back in one play. But they stayed disciplined last night. They stuck with Derrick Henry in the run game, and look what happened. They come back from 10-0 and really dominated that game from the second quarter on.
yeah, they did. Sorry, doing something.
Are you
Oh
good?
yeah, but yeah, they did. I like them a lot. But let's talk about the Chargers. The Chargers, nobody could catch. All right, Lade McConkey. If you ever drafted him in your fantasy team, he is a beast. Because I don't know what's up with Quentin Johnston. I don't know why he can't catch all of a sudden. But I mean, Justin Herbert did his thing. Uh, 21 for 36,
It was
218. He put the ball on these guys. A lot of drop passes. And then J.K. Dobbins got hurt. Um, like I said, we don't know the significance of the injury, but once we do, we'll let you guys know. I'll tweet it or David tweet it. Uh, are they a real contenders, Dave? Do you think they are actually real contenders, the Chargers?
yeah. So I was thinking about this morning, right? And I think it depends on what you view a contender as, right? Like, because here's how I look at them. Like, are they Super Bowl favorites? No. Should they be Super Bowl favorites? No. But can they hang with anybody? Yeah.
Yeah,
And could they? Are they capable of upsetting anybody? I think they are. The Ravens are a tough matchup for them, but they'll make adjustments, and if they play again, I would still like the Chargers' chances. They played Kansas City tough once already this year. I think they're still playing them again. So they have a good run game, assuming J.K. Dobbins is healthy. If the longer we don't hear anything, the less likely I think that is.
yeah.
But if he's if it was good news, we would have heard by now. So
I know, I know,
like
I know. It's
um
tough.
yeah, so I don't think they should be Super Bowl favorites, but they're a tough out
They are a tough
in
out.
the AFC, and I think they could go. I think they could hang with anybody.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah, they can.
you know,
They
they could
can.
upset. So mainly, I'm also a big Jim Harbaugh guy, so I'm a
Oh, of
little
course,
biased, but
of course. Oh, it's definitely by. We see the Michigan all over you. It's all over you.
boy, we got the game this weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, it's a good weekend for sports. It's a good weekend. Well, Thanksgiving, I'm not looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the the first game. The second game, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna ruin my whole Thanksgiving. I have an attitude. I want to be left alone. I'll be in a corner somewhere eating a whole bunch of sweet potato pie, crying, talking about
well,
how bad my team is.
you might get a look at Drew Lock. They're saying DeVito's got a forearm injury, and um, you know,
The Giants
right from
just,
frying up all those cutlets.
yeah, they just don't want to admit that they were trying to tank there, and the team felt that, man, the energy was sucked out of the room, bro. And these are grown men, bro. You telling me you about to quit on grown men? Be like, man, forget you. We ain't about to go over here and go through the trenches and try to win this game. If you're not serious about winning this game, you trying to get a quarterback for next year. But like, what about now?
Yeah.
These
Yep.
guys are playing. They got mouths to feed. You know,
hmm Yeah. A lot of
so
these dudes, they're playing for contracts, man.
the
Like,
Giants are just, ugh, the Giants. All right, man. I'm done with them. I ranted enough on the blog. Y'all want to check that out? I was on the website. All right, so let's go into the waiver wires. All right, what a lot of people want to know. Let's start off with QBs. All right,
boom.
so now we getting a lot of people back. That bye week was serious.
That was a rough one.
Yes, it was. It was a rough one. So streaming, like, who would you go for this week? The matchups to help these people out.
Boom. All right. So the guy that I got at top of my list is a little bit of a shocker, because he was throwing some of the worst picks we've ever seen in a football game earlier in the year.
Yeah,
But in his last three games, he's got five touchdowns and he's averaging a hair under 250 yards per game, and he's got a cupcake schedule coming up. They play Washington next week, who just let Cooper Rush throw all over them and look like Dak
yeah, that
Prescott.
was yeah,
Like, and I think Cooper Rush is better than what he played like in his first two games, but he's not 70% 280 yards passing better. So, hey,
right.
Washington's defense has kind of been exposed a little bit over the last couple of weeks after their hot start. So Will Levis would be my pick. Again,
That was my pick
five
too.
touchdowns over his last three games. Cupcake schedule even after next week. So he's got Washington coming up, but then he's got Jacksonville twice, Cincinnati, Indy, and he ends the season versus Houston, whose pass defense hasn't been as good as last year. So if you're in a bind and you're looking for a streamer or a solid QB2, Will Levis.
Exactly. So if you're one of those people too who have like Trevor Lawrence or Derek Carr coming back, stuff like that, I still will go Will Levis over these two right now. I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
who are New Orleans playing. Before let me check. Let me check.
they
Uh,
got Tampa. No,
Rams.
sorry, Rams. Yeah,
Yeah. So they got the Rams. I don't like it.
now that's a bad matchup for them.
That's a bad matchup.
And yeah,
And yeah, and the Jags. They got the Texans. So no, yeah, I would go Will Levis.
Yeah, I mean Trevor's been just you know not good,
No, he really hasn't.
and I mean they're
Coming back
coming
off the
like
injury.
yeah they're coming back off the injury, not and I know he's practicing, but it's a shoulder injury, so like you don't know, and it's a division game. This point of the year, most division games are usually pretty close, so I don't think if it is a close game, it's going to be a 2017 type game, or it's going to
Yeah.
be Houston blowing Jacks out.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right. So Drake May, he's available in at least 30% of sleeper leagues, 22% in ESPN, and if you do still play Yahoo, 19%. If he's still available, which that means they don't really play fantasy that well. Snag Drake May if he's available. I think he's doing great. If Bo Nix is available, definitely go Bo Nix. Uh, I eh, y'all can do the Anthony Richardson experiment. I'm done off of it. Mm,
Yeah, I mean, if Bo Nix is still available, like you know,
yeah,
put everything you got on him. He's
yeah.
the
All your
he's the
fab.
truth.
I think he is,
Yeah.
man. And what him and I'm forgetting the coach's name right now. What him and Peyton are putting
Hmm.
together over there, I think it's something brewing, man. And again, my sleeper pick, Cortland Sutton. I was like, yo, watch. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, Bo Nix and them, somebody's got to get the ball. I was like, so it's gonna be Cortland Sutton. I picked that one with like one of the last picks of the draft, and it's turning out to be all right. It was slow coming up, but now in the middle of the season is looking pretty good. So I'm feeling good about
Yeah,
that. All right.
absolutely.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, 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 I'm with you. He's made because Cortland. I was a big Cortland Sutton fan. Him coming out of SMU.
I know he
Um,
was a stud.
yeah,
I was high on him too. I
and
was.
then he tore his ACL. What, his second year, I think.
Yeah.
And he just needed a quarterback, man. I think that's why he fell off a lot of people's radar because so many people were high on him, and he just never delivered that wide receiver one season. He was always kind of wide receiver two or even a flex, and then last year,
Right.
like he just wasn't. He was riding my bench, and so it's good to see him, finally coming through and having the type of year that we all knew he was capable of having.
I know. I thought Russell Wilson was the answer,
Yeah, me
but
too. With the deep ball,
I
and
know. That first year, I was like, "Oh, come on!" I lost the league because of that too, because I drafted Russell Wilson. Yeah, man, I was like, I like this. He's about to turn up over there, and ooh, that was
yeah,
bad. That was
it's
bad.
crazy that like he's good now, and he wasn't like I don't know his last year in Denver. I mean, he still had like 24 touchdowns on like 7 picks, and that's missing the last 3 games or whatever. Um, so it's crazy that like Sean Payton didn't like him for whatever reasons, but then he goes and he has decent success in Pittsburgh. But at the same time, then Sean Payton can get turn a rookie in Bo Nix into somebody in the rookie of the year conversation. So it's like there must have been something there, like that them dudes just didn't vibe.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, some people were saying it was like the culture stuff like that. He was being like a prima donna. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, stuff like
yeah. He's a weird guy.
that. Yeah, he is. He's different for sure. Yo, so all right, running backs. All right, we were just talking about it in the beginning of the show, man. So, all right, you have to go Gus. You have to pick up Gus.
Yep.
We don't know what's up with J.K. Dobbins. He exited the game, last night with a knee injury, and we haven't heard anything about it. There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there uh, saying he probably tore his MCL. No, he got an MCL sprain. Excuse me. Uh, so I don't know. They saying they saw him around there with a brace. I don't know. So we don't know. We don't know. Haven't heard anything about it. But you got to pick up Gus Edwards. He's available in 29% of sleeper leagues. 24% in ESPN, 26 in Yahoo. If you got Fab, you got to spend some. You got to spend some, bro, because that can potentially help you if you have J.K. Dobbins. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna help you out, and you put back in another starting running back. If not, and somebody else grabbed them like me, and I won against someone and one of my kids' league.
Man, but
Uh,
still catching strays.
oh, I'm catching them, man. Just he, I had Gus Edwards. I had to start him because Chase Brown, everybody was out for me. It was crazy. So I was like, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta pick up somebody. I'm gonna pick up Gus Edwards. Maybe he could sneak in and get a touchdown. He snuck in and got a touchdown. JK left. Oh man, it was great. It was priceless. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But yeah, you got to go Gus Edwards. Who do you got, Dave?
All right, so I got 1.5 for you. The half is if Gus Edwards is taken in your league, I think Hassan Haskins is worth a flyer. Look, I mean, Gus Edwards, he's 29. While he did get the tutty last night, yeah, he had 9 carries for 11 yards. And I know the Ravens are much better against the rush than they are the pass, but I think oh, hey, Gus Edwards, he Rutgers guy. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Rutgers make running backs. That's what they do.
and if we're sticking with with the alumni theme, Hassan Haskins, Michigan guy, so he's knows how to run the rock. I would I would scoop him up. Obviously Harbaugh trusts him to sign him after a couple years in the league weren't looking out so good. So he's a backup plan. Like I wouldn't throw free agent major fab at
Right.
him. And if you're deciding between Gus Edwards and Haskins, take Gus Edwards. But if Gus Edwards is gone and you're like, shoot, man, you got some money to blow and you want to take a flyer out, I would look at Hassan Haskins. Other than that, the the other one that I would highly recommend picking up because we saw both, Brian Robinson Jr. get banged up and Austin Eckler take a nasty, nasty hit.
Jeremy
You
Nichols.
got that,
Jeremy
yeah,
McNichols.
yeah, Jeremy McNichols. He's done well in limited action. He even had a few weeks back, way back in week 4, he had like that 3 touchdown game. So he's shown that hey, he can run the rock. That's an offense that likes to run, and if both those guys are banged up, well, Eckler, I'd be shocked if he takes the field next week. I mean, he got nailed on that kickoff and was out on the ground for like 10 minutes. Um, so even if Brian Robinson plays, McNichols will see touches. If Brian Robinson
Mm-hmm.
doesn't play, McNichols is a shoe in for. So I would prioritize Nichols as well as Gus.
I like it. Another one for me too, real quick, and then we got a question uh, from a listener. So Amir Abdullah, I would go with too, from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, if Zamir Wright and Alexander Madison doesn't play, which we don't know, I would still stash him, grab him just to grab him. He's available in 33% of sleeper leagues, 19% in ESPN, and 25% in Yahoo. That helps you out. But for me, I think for a stash, I would go Amir Abdullah if Jeremy Nichols is not available, because I know a lot of people. I don't know if he's available, and what I see he's not available in sleeper leagues. So, uh, just throwing that one out there real quick. So Amir Abdullah, if you're in the need for a running back, I would go there. Because after that, it's scarce and well, it's this time of the season and a lot of people are not available because a lot of people grab them. So
Slim pickings out there, man.
it's
You got to
slim pickings,
capitalize.
especially for running back. Running back and wide receivers, they're slim pickings, bro. Quarterbacks for days though.
Yep.
Quarterbacks for days.
Jameis
Unless
Winston's
you're in
still
a
available in like
super
60% of leagues. That's crazy.
yeah.
But
All right. So got a question from Ant 111. You can see it on the screen.
yep,
All right,
yep.
it says Got to start one. Otten, Laporta, John Smith. That's it.
Man, well, thanks for listening, Ant, and
Yes, sir. Greatly
being
appreciated.
being the first question we got up in here, man.
Yeah.
So I like that. Look, I mean, I was so down on John Smith, and I did not think he was the real deal. But I don't see how you don't start him at this point.
You
So
have to.
yeah, the one thing I would look at, I would keep on your radar is, you know, Amon St. Brown is right now listed as questionable. I don't know how serious it is. I don't think it's anything. But if for some reason he winds up missing the game because it is on a short week, then I might go to Laporta. But if Amon St. Brown suits up, um, Laporta's not having the type of year that he has last year. Mike Evans being back seems, Kate Otten didn't have a great week last week. I'm going to attribute some of that to Mike Evans being back, and just John who's just been on a heater. Um, so I would
But then
go
too.
John
Okay,
Otten.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
The the Giants too. They were just letting the running game just ran all. They ran all over the Giants. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So they didn't really need K. Otten. So what's tough? Let's go to the matchup next week. They play against the Panthers. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, and then Miami. Who they got? Who Miami got?
It's a
Packers.
green matchup. Yeah, so the Packers are the better defense. It is a green matchup though for tight ends.
Hmm.
Um, so
I still like John Smith.
yeah, I do too. I mean, I think
And
it's a
yeah,
explosive offense. It's in
what's
Green
his name is
Bay.
liking him right now. Tua is liking John Smith right now. So
Yeah,
you got to go with the person that's hot right now. And the person that's hot right now is John Smith. He's
yeah,
hot, red hot right now.
yep,
And
yeah. I
those are
go
two juicy
John.
matchups. The Laporta one, I probably wouldn't start. I have Laporta, so if I had choice between Otten and John Smith, I would play John Smith. If it was a possibility that I could play both, I would. Because I like him in the matchup against the Panthers, though. I really like Kate Otten against the Panthers. Like if I could play two, I would. But
Yeah, I mean, we just saw
John
Noah
Smith for
Gray.
sure.
Uh, Noah Gray had 6 catches and 2 touchdowns
Yeah,
against the Panthers, and you might think like, well, that means Kelsey didn't do anything. No, Kelsey still had 6 catches. I think like 70 yards against.
yeah.
So that's 12 catches, 100 yards, and 2 touchdowns out of the tight ends. So
I like
yeah,
him against him. As it's a tough one. John Smith is hot, definitely. But if I could play both, I would play Otten and John Smith. If you can try to finagle it, if it's like a 3 flex league or something like that, or 2, like I would definitely get Kate Otten and John Smith in there. I think
yeah, and
they're both due for a great game.
and if you're still on, like who you got in your flex right now? If it's not one of those guys, if this was for, I assume the tight end position. You just drop it in the chat, and we'll see it and get back to you. But
Okay.
yeah, that would be. There's not a lot of situations you would start 2 tight ends, but I think this would be one of them for sure.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, so moving on. Wide receivers, man. This is where the getting
Mm-mm.
gets good. All right,
Yeah,
so I started them last week, and I feel good about starting them. We made a parlay after I messed up and didn't do
yeah,
video on it, right? So I was like, "Yo, I bet you Westbrook Akine gets in the gets a touchdown." And you were like, "I get maybe, all right," and he did. That's what
he
I'm telling you,
did.
man. Yo, guys, he's available in 21% of sleeper leagues, dog. 8% in ESPN. And on Yahoo, he's available 12%. Grab him. Grab him. Dude, Will Levis is playing a hell of a lot better since he got benched. And he didn't like it, and you can tell. So yeah, definitely get Nick Westbrook Akine for me. That's the guy I'm going with. Calvin Ridley is cool. I think he gets more snaps. He does. He gets more snaps because he's like considered number one. But I'm telling you, Westbrook Akine, he's looking like JSN over there, and well, not as good as JSN, but
I mean,
he's look
just because they got hyphenated names, man,
right.
doesn't
They
mean they're
look
the same.
kind of similar, kind of similar. So, hey, if they use him the right way, he can explode the same way. So I'm with Nick Westbrook Akine. Boom. Who you got, bro?
Yeah, so real quick, Ant responded back. He's got Bucky Irvin in the flex right now. So I probably
Oh,
I
you
would
gotta stay Bucky.
yeah, yeah, you gotta stay Bucky on that one.
Yeah, you
So
gotta stay
your
Bucky.
team's looking solid, Ant. Don't you must be running the league.
Yeah,
He's got three of the best tight ends. You know, one of
I
the best
know.
late sleeper running backs.
I
I'm glad.
know.
I'm glad I ain't playing with Ant.
Yeah, for real.
So,
He all yeah, so close.
yeah, wide receiver pick. So yeah, I went. So on that parlay, I went the other way, and I went with Calvin Ridley getting a touchdown, and that cost me $1,000. Um, I didn't bet 1,000. I bet 10 to win 1,000.
Okay.
But the other people hit. He was the only one that didn't hit, which would have got me 1,000. But whatever, it's all good. Yeah. So
It don't
Keenan,
sound like it. It don't sound like it at
yeah,
all. You sound
I'm
pissed.
not. I'm
No,
not that bitter. So then I tried to double down later for the Sunday night game, and that didn't work for me either. So don't chase your losses, right?
nope.
That's what they
Don't
say.
chase your losses.
But hey, it was Sunday night. I had some whiskey going, so I was feeling smart. But also a bad idea to gamble and drinking. But, all right, I got two for you. The first one is just a PSA to check your waiver wire. He's taken in 60% of sleeper redrafts, but maybe you're in a league where somebody dropped him because of injury concerns and they needed to fill out their roster because of last week's horrendous bye week situation. Just so PSA, check your waivers for Keon Coleman. He might have been dropped after his injury, but he should be ready to come back after missing a couple weeks, and he was on a bye last week. So you know yes, they got Amari Cooper now, and Khalil Shakir's really been stepping up. But before he got hurt, the games that he did get to play with Amari Cooper, like he was doing really, really well. He had one that was like 7 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Because remember,
Ooh,
he's a rookie, and he
Keon
wasn't.
Coleman.
Yeah, and he finally wasn't going against um, the number one corner. So if Keon Coleman, again, he's taken in a lot of leagues, but just
Yes.
do yourself a favor, check the waiver wire because he was available in one of mine. And I was like, ooh, let me put a bid on that. So he's a PSA. Check your waiver wire. He might be available and he could be a sneaky pick for you. If not, Devon Vele.
I was gonna
So
go Devon Bailey. I was
yeah,
too.
it was hard for me not to bring him up when we were talking about Bo Nix balling out and Cortland Sutton. So this is the domino effect of having a good quarterback and the number one wide receiver. It opens up the field for everybody else, and Devon Vele has taken advantage of that. He's been 2 out of the last 3 weeks. He's had a wide receiver two finishes. A touchdown in one of them. The week in between was not so great, but look, here's it's an offense that's really starting to click on all cylinders. Last week he had 6 catches for 80 yards, and he's somebody to watch and monitor. And I mean, you could do a lot worse than Devon Bailey. So I think he's worth the pickup.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Devon
I
is
mean they
definitely
got
worth the
Cleveland coming
pickup.
up. Cleveland ain't
Yep.
doing nothing. That game will be in Denver. Then they're on a bye. Indianapolis, Chargers, Cincinnati, KC. So he could. And again, now that Sutton has proven to be like a true number one, he's going to get most of the defensive attention. They just cut Greg Dolchich. Not that that matters, but it's one less person you got to worry about. So I think Bailey could be a solid sneaky flex play pickup.
Definitely good. Definitely good. So for me, I got another one real quick. Uh, it's because of matchup. Um, like we were just talking about the Titans. So Ladarius Sneed is not on the Titans right now. He's hurt. He's out. So for this week alone, I would I will feel good about going with Noah Brown. He's
Hmm.
clearly the
I
number
like
two.
it.
He's clearly the number two. Uh, you know, I think what the last game he got 7 targets. So opportunities are there. I think. So but like I would go Noah Brown. Like I said, if you need somebody, you got to fill in a spot. Noah Brown for me. He's available in 19% of sleeper leagues, 11% in ESPN, and 10% in Yahoo. So definitely give him a shot. I would if I needed him. I would. But I think I'm good on bye week, so I wouldn't have to get him. But if I had to, I would definitely go Noah Brown. That's all. I think that's all we got for wideouts. All right. I don't really have any more.
Yep, yep.
All right, so let's go to the dreaded tight ends, what we were just
Yeah.
talking about. If Jonnu Smith is available, grab him. Put all your fab on him if
Yeah.
he's available, which I highly doubt.
And you might and do some you can do some shady backdoor business and do a little post trade deadline drop and scoop. Like,
Yeah,
hey man, you drop him, I'll drop this guy. I'll pick him up.
yeah,
He's worth it. He's
yeah,
worth it, possibly getting
definitely
kicked
worth
out of
it.
your league.
So again, if you're desperate at tight end, we know Ant 111 isn't. So, but if you had to, uh, Chigagonkwo, I think would be a good addition.
Hmm,
He's available in
I like it.
57% of sleeper leagues, 31% in ESPN, 54% in Yahoo. Uh, he's a good target for Bo Nix. Uh, let's look it up.
And they just cut Disley, or not Disley. They just cut Dolchich. So he's, or no, sorry, I was thinking of somebody else. My fault.
Oh,
Who's it gonna go? Tennessee, right?
yeah. So yeah, just in that Houston game, he went for 70 yards. Uh, oh wait, what?
It was a
He
long
had one
catch.
target for
Right?
170, yeah,
Yeah.
for 70 yards.
My man's efficient.
I thought he had more than that. Oh man. Yeah, so he had one reception for 70 yards and a touchdown. The week prior, he had 4 targets, but 2 catches, 19 yards. All right. It's not the greatest, but if you need somebody, I think Chigakonko will probably be good going up against Washington. He's gonna be needed. He might be the hot hand. You gotta spread the ball. Somebody gotta catch the ball.
Here's what I know is I know there's not a lot of tight ends that can take a catch 70 yards to the house.
No, I know.
So like
Clearly he's fast.
what I'm hoping, is it opens up the OC's mind to like, yo, I gotta get the ball in this guy's hands more because um, they don't got a lot of playmakers. I mean, they got solid pieces, right, with Kinye and Ridley. But you start getting the tight end into the game. I mean, dude, 6'3", 238, like that's a big body. So
Yes, it is.
yeah. All right, cool. So I'll hit you with one. I mean, I
What's
don't know
up,
how
Sonny?
many. Yo,
Somebody in the chat. I think they said what's up. I don't
Sonny, what's up?
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here we go. I know who it is.
Hey, I don't.
So what's up, man? You got any fantasy questions? You got anything you want to know? Let me know, bro. What's up, Josh?
Yeah, tight end. I was gonna say, I know we've been talking about him. Seems like every week, but his ownership is slowly starting to increase, but not at the rate that it should. And that's Zach Ertz. He's still available in
Yeah,
40% of
yeah,
sleeper redraft leagues. At this point, that should be 4%. He's got back-to-back games with 6 catches and a touchdown. And like, I know the yardage is low, but what is a rookie quarterback's best friend? Their tight end. And he's been, Jaden Daniels' safety valve all year long. He's finally started getting into the red zone more or into the end zone more these last couple of weeks. So like look, the tight end position is bare, and his floor is 8 to 10 points. So Zach Ertz is available in your league. Grab him. If you're in one of the leagues that Zach Ertz is taken, I think an interesting one is, we talked about him a little bit earlier, is Noah Gray. And, I wonder if this could turn into, kind of like an early Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews situation that could support maybe two tight ends. And Noah Gray is available in 90% of sleeper leagues. And,
Yeah.
he could be that late season addition that carries you to the playoffs. Like, he's got 2 touchdowns in back-to-back games. Like, I know that's not sustainable. But it does mean something. It means
Yeah.
that they're looking for him, in the red zone. It means that he's got Mahomes' trust. And if anything happens to Kelsey, this that vaults, Noah Gray into, tight end number 1 overall. So Hopkins, they're playing Hopkins on limited snaps. My guess is that's to keep it a 5th instead of a 4th-round draft pick that they have to ship
Yeah.
out. But so I don't worry about Noah Gray getting those short yardage targets and over the middle targets. But I think he's worth a flyer.
For sure. Noah Gray, for sure. Grab him. I would. All right, so we got a question. It says, "What do you think about Alvin Kamara?" This is from Sunny D.
Sonny
Uh,
D.
Alvin Kamara is a stud. He's a good running back. He's just on the Saints right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But he's
He's
great.
no.
He still gets the volume. He still gets the catches, the attempts, the targets. He's still going to get the volume. The volume's there. He can potentially pop for a touchdown at any given moment. I think it depends on matchup. So yeah, if that's it, I would definitely go uh Alvin Kamara if you want to start him, or if that was the question, definitely start him over whoever. He's definitely your RB1. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He's too. Oh, whoa, Sonny D. We need to slow it down with the Ohio State talk.
Oh
I
man.
mean,
Oh,
yeah,
Ohio State on top.
man,
They are flexing right now. They just
man.
beat a really good team. Uh Ohio State is really good. They're really good. They really are. They're legit. But
Yeah.
I
It's
think
gonna be
who's number 1? I'm having a blank. Dang, bro.
Texas or Oregon. Oregon.
Oregon.
Oregon.
I think Oregon is
Yeah.
a tough out. I think they're the team to beat right now.
Man, Ohio State, man, we're coming for them. We beat them what the last 3 years in a row, and I
Yeah.
know our offense hasn't looked great this year, but we just dropped 50 on Northwestern, so we're firing on all 3 cylinders that our offense has.
Hey
So
man, that was Northwestern, bro. I'm just
hey man, we'll take it.
yeah,
We'll take it.
but
That's a
that's
tough
Northwestern,
Northwestern squad. That's a
Hey
tough
man, hey.
Northwestern squad.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
they got
Yeah. But I
heart,
mean, but
man.
y'all lost a good coach, man. You lost Harbaugh, so that's tough.
Yeah,
That's
we
tough
just
to
we just
come
flipped
back from.
that. We flipped that recruit, that number 1 quarterback from LSU. We flipped him to our team. We might even throw him in there this game, even though we'll write him a leave school early pass, pull him out of high school, drop him in the game, watch him throw all over Ohio State. But it's gonna be a tough game. That's I don't like our chances in that one. But hey, you we've had it for the last 3 years. You guys can have some fun.
Oh man, that's what he's saying. All right, so I got another long shot for a tight end, and then we'll go into our next segment. We could talk about defenses. I guess we'll talk about defenses, but for me, but usually we stream defenses. I stream defenses. I don't know about you,
Mm-hmm.
but if
Yep.
you want, we could talk about it. But for another tight end, it's a long shot, and it's an extremely long shot. And if you really need a tight end, bro, he's somebody that's actually going on the incline, but he's on a sorry team. But if Drew Lock does play, you might have something to benefit from.
Whew.
So Theo
Okay.
Johnson, if you had to, and I think he might be a sneaky 8 points or something. 8 to 10 points. I would grab him. If you desperately need a tight end, he's available. You could grab him. Yeah. What up, Lukey?
Yeah, if you're desperate.
Yeah, that's just if you're desperate. If you're desperate. So hey, so if you got fantasy questions, if you got any type of question, if you missed it, you can ask us right now, and we'll try to help you out with the waiver wires, who to pick up. Um. So, all right. So they're both Buck fans, huh? Buckeyes. It's all about Notre Dame. We never win a title, but it's going to happen eventually because Notre Dame is the ish. It's the gold helmets, bro. We play Army this week. We got to bust them. I think Army's undefeated too. Hey, but we all good, man. We ain't sweating it.
Man, Notre Dame. Okay.
Notre Dame. That's my team, bro. Don't ask. All right, don't. And since I was a kid, I always liked the gold helmets, bro. The gold helmets did it for me, man. So
That
yeah, if
might
you
be the
guys got
best
any,
part of them.
huh?
So that might be the best part of Notre Dame. And it's for damn sure not the product they put on the field.
Damn the slander. Oh man, come on, bro. Don't do me like that. All right. So yeah. So Lucas, if you got any fantasy questions, you can ask them now. Because I'm not probably about to move on to the next segment. So ah, funny.
Man,
So what are my thoughts on the butt cheek giants? All right. So basically what it is that yes, the Giants are butt cheeks. They're terrible. I've ranted multiple times everywhere on almost all the platforms that the Giants are terrible, and their problem is more than just Daniel Jones. Their problem is the starts up top. It starts way up top, and it's never going to get. He made a horrible choice, and it shows. Saquon is killing it over there, and we could have afforded. We were able to keep him. We had the money to keep him. We didn't keep him. He didn't help out Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones needed Saquon. We all know that. And then you go and you sign and you get Devin Singletary, and Devin Singletary is a backup now. All of a sudden, it's just all crazy, man. And then you go and you get Drew Lock, and now Drew Lock is a backup. It's dysfunction. It's retarded, and they're not going to ruin my Thanksgiving. I'm done talking to them. That I really contemplated on just not being a Giants fan anymore. Like that's how bad it is, bro, for the past 2 years. And I don't like head coaches get the blame for a lot of things too, but it's like they have a little bit of control. Like they have control of somewhat, but it all starts up top. Starts with the GM and everything, man. He's gonna have to go with what the GM says, or else he goes somewhere else. He walks out the door. So I don't know. I still believe Dayball should draft his own quarterback and try to develop him, but that's like another 2 years. I don't know, man.
yeah, man. So I'm with
Yeah,
you on. I'm with you on most of it. In that it starts upstairs. And I'm a Jets fan, so we got the same problem. Must be something in those air vents at MetLife Stadium that just mess up everybody's brains. Because what I don't get is 2 years ago, or when they made the playoffs and they won a game, they won the wild card game. Everyone was like, "Oh, Daniel Jones is the future. Daniel Jones is the future." But then the other half, was like, I don't know. Can he really, can he sustain this long term? Because even in that year, he only threw for 15 touchdowns, right? And, he was expected to take that leap. And it's like, this is what the franchise tag was invented for, like to slap on a guy that you're not sure about. And, they could have paid it. And they signed him to a long-term contract. And it's like, dude, what did you do that for? Like you literally had an
exactly.
out with the franchise tag. You would have only been committed to him for 1 year. And after that 1 year, you would have seen, this guy sucks. Because he, right back down to where he was. So um, bad management all around, and not applying the franchise tag and giving him the bag, letting Saquon go to their division
The
rival. Like you
rival.
had to know
Oh,
that if you didn't sign him, he was
oh,
going to go to Dallas or Philly. Like those are the two most
yeah.
obvious things.
And he's an
And
MVP candidate. If it wasn't a quarterback award, he would
yeah,
get MVP. Bro, nuts. This man is single-handedly winning games. Yo, fuck it, the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is handing the ball off with a smile. Like, I ain't got to do nothing. I
yep,
told everybody. That's why I drafted Saquon first. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, he's going to look like Christian McCaffrey. I said, I'm telling you, he's going to have one of those seasons. He's going to go nuts. Nobody wanted to believe me, bro. And here it is, seen it in fruition. So,
yep,
and 111 wants to know, what are our thoughts on the NFC West? Well,
yep.
it's tight, and because it sucks. So now, the Niners are 5-6, the Rams are 5-6, the Cardinals are 6-5, and the Seahawks are at the top at 6-5. The NFC is wide open. Uh, it's the Seahawks to lose. If
Mhm.
they lose a couple more games, Cardinals win, they're out. It's But the Niners, I think, are cooked. I think they're done.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think the Niners are on the outside looking in here. Like, I mean, they've already lost division games. They
Yes.
the Seahawks beat them. The Cardinals beat them. Well, they split with the Seahawks, I guess. But the Cardinals beat them. They're losing in nearly every tiebreaker because their division record or the conference record's bad. So I
Yeah.
think they're cooked. I think the Rams could leapfrog
The Cardinals.
Arizona. Yeah, I just trust them more. The stat if Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, and Stafford stay healthy, I mean that's a lethal offense. I know they just got boat raced by Philly, and one more thing to go back to Saquon real quick. Like, it's funny when their GM was like, "Oh,
Oh God.
we're not paying Daniel Jones 40 million to hand off to a $10 million running back." Meanwhile, Philly's paying
12
Jalen
million.
Hurts
That was
fifty
it. Just a
million.
12 million. And they could have afforded it, but I'm done, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he said he's like, "Oh, we're not going to pay our quarterback 40 million to hand off to a $10 million running back," and now Philly's paying fifty
Eagles
million,
did. They
and
had no
and
problem doing it.
he got an MVP.
And
But
that's the difference between winning pedigree and losers mentality. That's the
yep,
difference, bro. You want to try to build something that ain't there, you goofball.
yo, that's what you
Oh
try to
my
get too
God.
smart. You try to think
Yeah,
you're
yo, that's
smarter than
what it
everybody, and
was.
like, yeah.
All right, let's just
But yeah,
stay
so
off this
NFC,
because I'm gonna start
yeah,
ranting
NFC
again.
West. I'm with you. I think it's I
It's
think the Niners are cooked. They're done. I don't really trust Seattle to hang on to that lead either. So
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
I think the Rams can come back and win it.
Like I said, somebody has to win a division to get into the playoffs. Because if nobody else wins the division to get in the playoffs, they're not making it. Because you
Yeah,
still got the Commanders that are 7-5. You got the
and then you
Vikings that's
got
nine
the
and two,
Vikings
the
and the
Packers that's
Packers.
8-3.
Yep.
Yeah. Then the Buccaneers with the same record, that's 5-6. So you need the Bucks to probably lose out. The Saints are 4-7. You don't got to worry about that.
It's crazy
Uh,
that they're still alive.
I
Like,
know, I know.
that's
So
crazy. The hell, the Cowboys are still technically still alive. Yeah,
technically they are.
yeah,
Technically they are, but they're done. They're done though.
yeah.
It's over with.
Yeah.
It was nice. So Luke got another question real quick. It says, "What do we think about the Lions? The Lions are going to the Super Bowl."
Yeah. I'll give them the NFC Championship, but I think if they run into Philly, depending on how the standings shake out, I think that's going to be a tough game. But I think it's between them and Philly. Um, that's I don't know who I like better. Like, Philly's defense has really stepped up. I think if the Lions, had Aiden Hutchinson still, I'd like them
I
more.
still
I
like them
know.
to go, bro. I
I
still
mean,
like them to go.
I mean,
I
they
don't
got to be
see
the
nobody stopping
favorites.
them besides the Eagles. I think that's the only team, in my opinion, that can stop them.
Yeah, that can keep up with them. I don't know if they can stop them,
Yeah,
but they can keep up
yeah,
with them.
bruh, and
Yeah.
probably win the game. I don't see nobody, and everybody might say, "All right, maybe the Ravens or something." No, I think they'll try to play like the Lions, and they'll lose.
Yep.
Uh,
Because
I think if he starts throwing too much, they'll
I think
lose.
because I think what it's going to come down to too is just seeding. Like if let's say they both go, and let's say Philly overtakes Detroit and becomes the number one seed. If they meet in the NFC Championship and the Lions have to go to Philly, like that's tough because we know how Jared Goff plays outdoors in bad weather. And so a playoff game in January in Philadelphia is a lot different than a playoff game indoors in Detroit. So
Right.
if it shakes out that way, I think the Eagles could beat them in that scenario. If it's if it's in Detroit, like I said, I mean, I think Detroit will win that game, but this might be one of the rare ones where home field advantage,
Right.
could determine who wins that game.
Yes. And so we're with you, Lukey. We're saying that the Lions will win. My whole thing is that uh Saquon Barkley is going nuts. I mean, he really is. He's going nuts. And yes, they got Sonic and Knuckles over there on the Lions, but Saquon is Sonic and Knuckles. Like he alone is busting teams, bro. And I think they can keep up as like what they use. It's basically all the ingredients that they use that can win this game. You know what I mean? It's like between AJ Brown, they have Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is healthy. And then they have the tight end. What's his name? Goddard. Yeah,
Goddard.
they got Goddard, and then Saquon is like two running backs. He's just like Sonic and Knuckles. He can do what they both can do. You got the one that's the power and the other one that's the speed, and then Saquon's both. So like, it's tough. And their defense, Philadelphia's defense has played a lot better. Yes, Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions. They still won. I'm with you there. That's crazy. They still win that game. So I think they'll still be in the game, but it'll be something crazy that might happen at the end, like Saquon breaks out for a touchdown, or AJ Brown catches one like on a 4th and 1, and he takes it to the house, which they're all capable of doing. So it's one of those freaky little plays. I think that the Eagles might have a chance on winning. But no, I agree. I think Lions going to the Super Bowl though. I don't.
Yeah.
And if they go
If
to the
it's
Super Bowl, I see them winning it. I don't think the Chiefs could beat them. Being honest.
if it's in Philly, I like Philly. If it's in Detroit, I'll take Detroit. Just because the outdoors messes with Goff, historically, and he's only had to play I think once outdoors this year, and he did well.
Mm-hmm.
But historically, like he's a different player on at home and on the road, and two, he's a different player indoor and outdoors. And I mean, we're talking like a 7-year sample size here, so. If he's got to go to Philly, I'll take Philly. If Philly's got to go to Detroit, I'll take Detroit. But I think I don't see any other team in the NFC that can run it with either one of those teams. I think
Yeah,
they're far
for
and
sure.
away the top two teams in the NFC. And I agree. Like if they run into Kansas City, I don't think that like I don't know how Kansas City stops that.
Yeah, I don't know how they stop it. They can't. They really can't stop it. Being honest.
Yeah,
They are
that's
the
a great
team that really
story.
miss Ladarius Sneed. They missing him too out there. They don't want to admit it, but
Yeah,
they are for
yeah,
sure. But the defense is still good. But the Lions, they're too much. Pause. So, and yes, to answer your question, Mookie, no, they can't run him all the time. But the time that he does get the ball, the touches that he does get, he can explode at any moment. Pause. So yeah, like, at any moment he could break away for a touchdown with just yeah. If he's getting 20 plus carries, it's at any given moment he could break out for a touchdown. It's just like Derrick Henry. You never.
yeah. And the problem is if you commit to stopping him, then you got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. And if you're leaving them in one-on-one situations or without safety help over the top because you're bringing somebody in to stack the box to try to stop Saquon, like that's not going to work. Jalen
No,
Hurts is a fantastic quarterback.
running too. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Like last year, it was a little bit of a down year for him, but like this year, he's shown you what he can do when he's got a run game and they got that play action rolling. So you can't game plan to stop Saquon, and that's part of the reason why Saquon's having such a good year is because you can't game plan around anybody out there. Like if you commit to the receiver, Saquon's going to run wild. If you commit to stopping Saquon, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown are going to torch you. So there's just too many variables, and I think it's just going to come down to home field advantage on that one. But I do like Detroit overall. But again, if it's in Philly, I would go with Philly.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, so we got one more segment. It's called "Get Them Off My Team." You're fired. So I definitely got one, bro. I definitely got somebody I want to get off my team. And I told you about it a little bit right before we went on the air, Dave. I was like, man, he gave me goose eggs. He's got to get off my team. And I had enough. He started off hot, and now the last 2 games, he's been disappointing. I'll just read off the stats. All right. Against the Seahawks, week 11, he had 2 targets. That's it. Week 12 against Green Bay, nothing. But he was in 67% of the snaps.
Oof.
Yeah. That's Ricky Pearsall. Yes, sir.
Oh,
that's Ricky Pearsall.
Dang.
I'm sorry, brother. But these last 2 weeks, I can't. You gave me goose eggs. I can't do it.
You're fired.
What? He's out of there. He's fired. Get off my squad, bro. I'm sorry. It's enough is enough. Luckily, I still won because I have Saquon Barkley. So I'm cool. Tyrone Tracy let me down with all the damn fumbles. But Ricky Pearsall, you out of here. That's who I got. You're fired. Sorry. Until further notice.
Yeah, that one hurts, man. I was high on.
I was high on him too.
I think I
picked him up.
I think I even had him over Juwan Jennings last week. Like,
yeah. And that was a mistake.
I thought it was
by both of us.
I
was there with you. I was there with you.
I thought he was gonna feast. But yeah, shit. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. But that's a good one. Dude, I got is a running back, and
excuse me.
A lot of people. This is one where you got to look at the situation, and you got to to quote Chris Broussard, you got to go facts over feelings on this one, and you can't think about where you drafted him because you're probably overdrafted him, which was a mistake to begin with. But he was going around 5th round, and that's Raheem Mostert. He's been relegated to 3rd string now.
Bye-bye.
And a lot of people had him 5th round, 6th round. Some people went super crazy and went 3rd, but he's just got 8 touches. That's running and receiving for 34 yards over his last 3 outings.
Oh,
so, Raheem.
Yeah. Oh, Raheem.
You're fired.
Get him out of here.
Raheem
he's cooked.
Most cut.
Oh, he's fired.
Yeah. Ugh. So Raheem Mostert, let him
know. He's out of there. You can't keep having him on the squad like that, man. That's how you lose games, bro. Yeah, man. I got another one. Maybe it's too early. Maybe I'm just being bullish. All right. But this man went 0 for 5 yesterday. I don't say get him off your team. I won't say get him off your team. But this man got his hands are invisible.
Bad ones too.
Yes, he got no hands. This man is 6'4", 215 pounds. He's a freak, honestly. And he can't catch a lick. Brother, from that game last night against Baltimore, Quentin Johnston.
You're fired.
What? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Oh, my God. That was horrible.
Jim Harbaugh might be saying that to him soon.
Yeah.
Because that's crazy. And what's crazy is his last year at TCU, he had 60 catches for 1,000 yards, and he broke he broke one off against us in the college football playoff to help ice the game. So I don't know what it is, but the dude can't. I don't know how you just forget how to catch. I mean, it's got to be mental at this point. I mean, um, but yeah, dude's got feet for hands, man.
Yeah, yeah, it was
It's
bad.
rough.
Yeah, it was definitely bad. All right, man. So what's going
And
on
it's
for
one thing
you
to
for
drop
Thanksgiving?
passes, but man, just me and wifey up here. She's got some work
Shout out
friends that
Miss
are having some
Footballs.
people over. So yeah, so we're gonna kick it over there. She's gonna be whipping up some lasagna. So I'm looking forward to that.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
hey,
hey, yo,
little
save me a plate,
footballs.
bro.
Hey, I got you, fam.
Yeah, save me a plate, bro. I'm hungry already thinking
Yeah,
about a lasagna. Oh shoot, yeah, man,
yeah,
that
man.
sounds
What
good,
about
bro.
you?
We're just gonna kick it with the family. Going to like a couple different family member houses, bro. We're just gonna kick it and relax. And I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch that second game. I'm gonna watch the first
You say
game.
that. You say that now,
Nah, man,
but
but people gonna turn it on because they want to see me cry. But man, I'm gonna have fun though. It's gonna be all good, man. Oh
yeah,
yeah, just chilling with the fam. That's it.
that's a
Yeah,
great, it's a
but
great
yo,
weekend.
hopefully we helped you out with the waiver wires, bro. It was fun recording it, bro. I had a good time. Yo, thanks for everybody listening. Thanks for everybody asking the questions. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. It's gonna be live 6 o'clock. So be there, or be square. All right, that really wasn't a square, but
It's
you get
more
the
more like a
you get it.
rectangle,
Yeah, you
oval,
get it.
elliptical,
Yeah, you
maybe.
get it, man. But you get it. You know, you knew what it meant. But yo, thanks again, bro. I really appreciate it, Dave. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule, bro, to hop on the
Oh,
podcast.
anytime.
Yo, thanks for the fantasy knowledge, bro. Yeah, I'm rocking I'm rocking the I'm Just Saying hoodies, man. The hoodies are on the website. Definitely check it out. I'm Just Saying sportspodcast.com. 40 bones. Got the barcode and stuff on the back. I got it up on Twitter. I probably post it up on other platforms. But yo, it's been real. Happy Turkey Day. This is coming from the I'm Just Saying family. This would be from Dalton too if he was here, but he's not. So yo, thanks again for listening, yo. To the next episode. Peace out.
Easy, y'all.
Yeah, bro. Lee, thank you for doing the show.